Not a problem. This is basically just a discussion item. As you can read, myself, Mayor of Augusta. Did I say something wrong? Okay. Sasha, the city manager from Augusta, met with the county administrator and had a conference call with the attorney in Washington who has been representing the county regarding the railroad right-of-way and the abandonment proceedings that have occurred. There was a lot clarified in this meeting, and there was a lot stipulated. As I told you last time, I was trying to press the county to keep their portion that they currently have management control over. We were advised by the county administrator, but they have essentially agreed to do that. What we're talking about now, I guess, our concerns about liability were addressed, and frankly, it sounds like we don't have any. All the concerns that I specifically had about it were completely 100% addressed. I'll let you speak if you want to talk about some of the specifics, but I think we're perfectly fine, and I think the ultimate intent of the county, and I'm pretty sure the city of Augusta, and where I want to get a feel from you guys is the corridor is going to be preserved in some form or fashion. I think we're all in agreement with that. I think Augusta and Butler County and the City of Andover should jointly start the process of investigating what it's going to take, applying for some grant funding. I would also like to invite the Prairie Travelers members in that process to engage with us. They're professionals at it. They've done other projects before. So I would like to actually set up a little subcommittee, if the council's in agreement, of pursuing a future Rails to Trails program there. And I think the other, like I said, the other agencies, the county and the city of Augusta are going to be on board with it. I'd just like to get your take on it and what you think. Currently, there's no federal funding available right now. So it could be many years, but I just want to get your take on it, I guess.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, my only question would be, how much does it cost us in a year?
Right now, we're doing minimal maintenance with the portion inside of the city limits. That was my concern about taking over a big stretch out in the county. My concern was actually several-fold, but the county's going to keep that portion of it. So we're really no worse off today than we were last week or 2 years ago when we accepted management of the part that we already did. That's more than 2 years ago, actually.
Right. That's been
5 or 6 years, whatever.
not that long, but
Yeah, times run together. So
2009, I believe.
There's been some minimal maintenance. There's been some minimal nuisances, Chief. Is that right? I think you were one of them when you were driving your truck. Yeah. Driving your four-wheeler down the railroad bed. But
I second that.
you know, the case of ownership is really. The attorney basically said that the adjacent landowners own the property. We don't have title to it, but their only remedy at this point is entitled to compensation from the federal government for the taking. They can't get the property back, nor could we deed it back to them if we wanted to. We talked about a small issue where the county had sold some parts of the railroad land in Augusta. We're still a little vague and fuzzy on that, but it's occurred and nobody's challenging it as of yet. So we don't know. Do you have anything else to add?
I do not. I think the biggest concern, at least that was expressed to me, was the financial liability that the city had in reference to these court cases that have been going on across the country, claiming a taking when the property transitioned from a railroad to this rail to trail program. And the attorney did confirm that the federal government, the Surface Transportation Board, and ultimately the Department of Justice, is financially liable for those claims, and so that's really not our problem. We did finally have someone say to us that yes, we do not own it. The quit claim deed that the county wanted to give
Claims to have had doesn't exist.
Well, they have a piece of paper, but
worthless.
they have the right to an easement. which is the same thing that we have. We have the management and use of an easement. So I would agree with everything you said, unless there are any other questions.
Well, if you're asking about the rails to trails, I've been interested in that for years and would like to see it happen as a quality of life thing, but I realize it's all a funding issue, but.
It is,
yes,
but
I
if
support-
you're
I
open
support this
to,
going
if
forward.
you're open to investigating it,
I'm open to investigating.
I would agree.
I agree.
Yeah, so long as we're not financially liable
no.
in any of the goings-on that's taking place, as long as the city is protected, then, I mean, if it's going to be there, we need to make it nice.
You're
It
no
sounds like
different
it's gonna be
today than you were several years ago, but there's an opportunity to do a joint project in the future. If that's okay, I will draft a pen a letter that to the county and the city of Augusta, and probably to the various Rails to Trails groups out there, and explain we're all in agreement that we're preserving this corridor, and we're all in agreement that we want to look into a future Rails to Trails program there, and we would invite and welcome their help in the process.
Absolutely.
And can you make sure you're in a marked vehicle if you're out there messing around?